All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a handful of people out here just like you and just like me. 6K so far. That's a big handful, but we need people to watch the videos, share the videos, like the videos, leave respectful comments and not essays. Okay. And if you want to support the channel, there's Patreon, YouTube memberships, Buy Me a Coffee, and PJ Rock super chats. Now, I wanted to talk about Miles. Yeah, Miles Shawn, who is in a pretty high profile rock band right now, and a lot of people don't even know this. Yeah. Um, and again, it's not a band that I like all that much. I'm just going to be honest. There are some redeeming qualities. It's a guitar based band. It can get loud. At times, it can even be a little acoustic. It's definitely like grunge or post grunge. I was going to say it's grunge, but I'm pretty sure someone would correct me and say it's none of the above. It's its own thing, and it kind of is. The band Puddle of Mud. Now, what's weird is his dad is Neil Shawn, right? His dad never talks about Miles. It's it's just strange because if I were his dad, I'd be proud, especially if I'm a guitarist and he learned to play the guitar and he's in this pretty high profile band and he is a really good guitarist. In fact, there were all kinds of rumors floating around about another band that Miles might join. That never occurred. And of course, all those rumors were shot down and they were said to be false and untrue and fake news and mis and disinformation. So I'm just going to go with that, right? Because I don't know anything more than that. No, not at all. So anyway, if you're not familiar with Puddle of Mud, okay, and hey man, I just stepped in a puddle of mud. It's a perfect band name for when bands were doing that grunge thing. Puddle of Mud, like 2000, I think is when they broke onto the scene. And here are some of the song titles. And some of them are one word song titles. You wonder if they were trying to do that. So you had songs like Blurry. I think Blurry was one of the bigger Puddle of Mud songs. Control, Psycho. So you had Blurry, Control, Psycho. You had a Psycho who was blurry and in control. Drift and Die. That's an optimistic song title. Here's another one, Away From Me. Get Away From Me. There's one called Famous. Oh, I forgot about this one. She Hates Me. That was kind of a big deal for a while. Stoned, Spaceship. See all the one word titles here? Spin You Around, and Heel Overhead. Not to be confused with the Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels. Okay, so it's kind of backwards. It says here they had 11 song chart appearances, enough for like a best of or greatest hits album. Puddle of Mud first charted 8 years after their formation. They charted in 2001. Their last appearance in the charts was 2010. They had chart-topping singles covering a span of 10 years. So, Puddle of Mud, kind of a big deal. And they're probably selling lots of tickets out there, and they've got Miles Shawn out there playing guitar for them. That's pretty cool, right? Even if you're not a fan of their music, you would think that Neil might talk a little bit about Miles. I mean, I'd be proud of the guy for winding up in a pretty decent rock band, right? Even if you don't like this style of music. They only have one original member. His name is Wes Scantlin, and apparently he's had some run-ins with the law, where the law has actually won. He's had problems with alcohol and finances. I'm not going to say anything. Maybe there is a Journey connection there. I'm just kidding, right? I'm kidding. I'm not going to go there. Look, folks, unfortunately, I know things that I'm not supposed to know. And sometimes it's not easy for me to keep quiet about it, but I told people that I wouldn't say anything, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm just here to tell folks that if you weren't familiar with Puddle of Mud and the fact that Miles is in this band, then I don't know, check it out. I know they have new stuff out there as well. It's not in my wheelhouse musically, but I do respect it. I like how the music, at least at the beginning, was recorded. It sounds very organic and almost sounds analog. I like that. It's rock, which I respect. One of the things I've been saying about the 90s, even though it's not my favorite decade, at least they were still playing rock. At least you had guitars, right? Later on, you didn't have that as much, and everything is programmed, and it's a keyboard or a computer sound that kind of sounds like a keyboard. It's not even a real keyboard anymore. So good for Puddle of Mud, because they're a real rock band, and good for Miles Shawn for being in that real rock band, and I think people should give him a plug every so often. I have a hunch that he and his dad don't communicate a lot. Just a hunch. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because you only have so much time, and family should be important, even if, maybe things didn't go all that well. It's up to you to kind of forgive and forget and move on and try to make the best of things. If people don't recognize you, then I guess you have to move on. And maybe in the case of Miles, he decided he was going to just take his own path and make the most of it. And I think that's what he did with Puddle of Mud. So again, you could check out Puddle of Mud and their new material. I will have a link to their website. And Miles Shawn, I believe, has a page, definitely one on Facebook, but I think he's got his own music page or website as well. You can check that out. Also, folks, if you think of it, Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube memberships, PJ Rock Super Chats, like and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for being here. God bless, and I'll see you soon.